Hey, welcome back ADF fans. Today I want to talk to you about an update that we're making to the design and debug workflow within data flows in Azure Data Factory. So this is really an update and a new option, and it helps with your ability to design and test in a debug mode your data flows before you deploy and publish them. So let me jump in and show you what I'm talking about. Now you'll notice from my demo today that I'm actually using Synapse Analytics, the Synapse Studio workspace for my demo. And the reason I'm doing that is because there is no Git integration yet with Synapse Analytics. So it gives me the opportunity to kind of show you the impact that it can have for you to have this new option for data flow debugs that we are introducing. It kind of is a little bit clearer when you're working in a live mode versus Git mode. And because Synapse Analytics has ADF pipelines and data flows built into it, it's really pretty much the same experience. So there's very little difference that you're going to see when you're in ADF proper to do these things. Okay, so on my design surface you see a data flow I've already created. It's just taking some JSON data coming in. I have a couple of row counts. I flattened some of the hierarchies in that JSON because I'm going to store it into a CSV, and then have some distinct rows in here so I can take out duplicates. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first, as my first step in testing and building, designing, debugging this data flow, I add in my transformation steps, I build my map, and then in each step I'm going to do a data preview to check to see if the data and the logic is correct. So I have my data flow debug session turned on. That's already switched on. I've actually already adjusted my debug settings. Actually, let me make this a little bit higher. I'm going to go up to 10,000 rows. I'm going to save that. So this is sort of your first testing chance. This is really a way to look at the data and validate that that what's in memory through the data frames is what you are looking for. So that's just sort of a logic test. That's kind of a smoke test to make sure the data is there. When you're doing this kind of preview, even when you go all the way over to the sink and you perform a data preview there, you're not actually writing any data. In fact, we're sampling data based on those debug settings I had here, where the number of rows coming into each source. I can also use a sample file if I just want to test with some sample data. But when I look at the sink, I'm just looking at what the data is going to look like when it gets written. This is still just a snapshot of data in memory. Notice I've created a hash for every column within each row so I can look for duplicate rows in my data. Alright, so that's all from debug mode. This is your first level of testing within data flows in Data Factory. This is all the same, nothing has changed here. Now your next step is to validate this from a pipeline. So you want to go and start a pipeline. I have a pipeline already created here. Within this pipeline is where you're going to add your data flow. So this is the data flow. I use the data flow activity from Move and Transform, add a data flow activity in here, and I'm pointing to that data flow. Now here's where things sort of diverge a little bit with a new sort of option you have on the workflow here from the debugging. Now when I'm in my pipeline, when I've selected my data flow activity, I have the option to leave the Azure IR that I'm using for this activity to use the auto resolve or the default runtime. Or I can also use a integration runtime that I've created myself. In this case, I could have a larger or a different sort of cluster compute that I'm using for that activity. Now when I go to debug, I would just click the debug button normally right here. That's still there, that's still the same. When you do that, you are then debugging the current version that is here before you publish. You're not going to debug against the pushed version of your data factory. You can be debugging a data flow that is saved here in your session. If I had Git integrated, I'd be using essentially the data flow that I saved from my branch. I would have saved it. You don't have to save it, but I probably would have saved it and then run it from here. So you're all here within your testing debugging environment. Now, when we issue those commands to execute that debug on the cluster, now you will be able to actually write the data that you're writing to the sink. And to do that, we use the cluster that has been activated here from your integration runtime. So from my data flow debug session right here, I have an integration runtime that I use, which is my integration runtime 1, and that is already running a Spark cluster in the background. So for Synapse Analytics, it's running a Synapse Spark cluster. In ADF, you'll be running an Azure Databricks cluster. So this is how I'm able to do my debugging. So when I debug this, let's go ahead and do that. When I click debug, I can click this button and just go ahead and use the current debug as it is. It's going to use this already warmed up cluster, which will run and start almost immediately. We've added a drop down gesture now next to that debug button, that'll give you two options now. So you can do the default, which is use that debug session cluster, or you can use the activity runtime that you've defined here down below. So let me click the first one, which is the current action, which is what you see today, which is going to use that already warmed Spark cluster in the background to execute my data flow. This data flow should be pretty fast. Shouldn't take too long to execute. But what happens is we limit what you can do on that cluster, because that single cluster is being used by your session to for your data previews, your pipeline debugs of data flows. And so we don't want to have a number of concurrent jobs running against that cluster. And if you want to use that, if you want to use your activity for more testing and from the pipeline, and you want to also test it from a job cluster, so a job cluster from the perspective of Spark is what is used when you execute your data flows from a pipeline that has been triggered or is operationalized. You can now test that in that environment without needing to publish it. Today, what you would do to get that same sort of experience is you would have to add a trigger and use Trigger Now. But Trigger Now executes the published or pushed version of your Data Factory from the live Data Factory, Azure Data Factory. And that's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do, but notice how I am not in Git mode, and so I have not published this. So I would have to publish it and go through all my factory validations to make sure that it's there, and then publish and then test. But I want to stay in this environment, but I want to run it against a operationalized, productionized cluster. So now the option you have is to go to debug, use activity runtime. This will now use the Azure Integration Runtime and start a new cluster based on this integration runtime down here, not the Dataflow debug cluster. Now the difference is going to be that when I executed this previously from the already warm debug cluster, the cluster was alive and the job started almost immediately and was very, very fast. Now, because I'm running from a job cluster that is not warm, because I want to test it through the activity pipeline, I now have to wait for the cluster to spin up. But once it does, now I can test that in what would be really a live sort of environment. So your steps are going to be start in your data flow using data preview with your debug on, so you can validate your logic and do some smoke tests against your data. Make sure that all that has been unit tested and correct. Then go into the pipeline, add your data flow into your pipeline, test from the debug session, which is really just clicking the debug button and saying, or just click the debug button without setting an option. And then if you'd like to test against the actual integration runtime you've set, then you can say debug from the integration runtime, and we'll run it up against that as well. So it gives you 3 different ways to validate and test without having to have to publish, and just working within your branch and within your design. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to introduce you today to the new feature, and thanks for watching.